Stop hoping for a final completion in life. Most men make the mistake of thinking that someday everything will be done. They believe that if they work hard enough, they can eventually rest, or that their woman will understand and stop complaining. They think they're only doing this now, so that one day they can do what they really want with their life. The masculine error is to believe that things will eventually be different in some way. They won't. It never ends. As long as life continues, a man must learn to embrace the present moment rather than hoping for an uncertain future. The challenge is to engage, play, and love in the present. Never change your mind just to please a woman. If a woman's suggestion shifts a man's perspective, he should make a new decision based on that perspective. However, he should never betray his own intuition and knowledge to please her or go along with her. Such actions weaken both him and her, leading to resentment and a burden of inauthenticity that hampers their love and capacity for free action. Don't get lost in tasks and duties. Whatever a man's purpose, he must constantly remind himself of the danger of losing himself in endless tasks. Regular meditation and retreats refresh his spiritual aspect, preventing him from becoming a mere performer of duties and routines, which leads to a loss of meaning and inner freedom. A man must find internal depth and direct his attention to the essence, not just superficial tasks. Your purpose must come before your relationship. Every man knows that his highest purpose in life cannot be reduced to any particular relationship. Prioritizing a relationship over his highest purpose weakens him, disserves the universe, and cheats his woman of an authentic man who can offer her full, undivided presence. Live as if your father had died. A man should love his father, but be free from his expectations and criticism. He must grow out of his father's shadow, become himself, and take responsibility for his decisions and actions to be a free man. What she wants is not what she says. Sometimes a woman asks for something not to get him to do it, but to test his strength. If a man does what she asks, she might become disappointed and angry without understanding why. Her trust is earned not by fulfilling her requests, but by magnifying love, consciousness, and success in their lives despite her requests. Lean just beyond your edge. A man's growth is optimized when he leans just beyond his edge of capacity and fear. He shouldn't stagnate in comfort, nor push too far beyond his edge, stressing himself. Instead, he should constantly lean slightly beyond his edge, discovering strength and wisdom in his essence, and unlocking potential he never imagined. Trust nobody blindly. A man must be vigilant and discerning of true intentions before placing his faith. Blind trust often leads to disappointment and betrayal. This doesn't mean isolating himself, but rather trusting his instincts and judgments, taking responsibility for his decisions. Trust is earned, not given. Be willing to change everything in your life. A man must dedicate himself to his purpose, face the consequences of his past actions, and be ready to move on from his current way of life. He must enter periods of uncertainty, waiting for a new purpose to emerge. These cycles of action and not knowing are natural for a man shedding layers of karma on the path to realizing his potential. She doesn't really want to be number one. Although a woman may seem to want to be the most important thing in her man's life, if she becomes his number one priority, she feels his dependence and becomes smothered by his neediness. She wants her man to be dedicated to his highest purpose and also to love her fully. She wants to feel that he would sacrifice their relationship for his highest purpose. Don't use your family as an excuse. If a man never discovers his deepest purpose or compromises it for his family, his core masculinity weakens. His woman loses trust in him, even if he is deeply involved in parenting and housework. A man should participate fully in family life, but must not give up his deepest purpose. Ultimately, everyone suffers if he does. Don't ever chase after someone. Constantly chasing someone compromises a man's freedom to be himself, diminishing his value and self-worth. True self-worth comes from prioritizing himself, understanding his needs and values, building his life on his beliefs, and dedicating time and energy to self-improvement. You don't have to please everyone. Trying to make everyone happy only leads to misery and attracts those who take advantage. If a man doesn't determine what is important to his life, he will focus on others' priorities. Pleasing everyone pleases no one. If you don't know your purpose, discover it now. Without a conscious life purpose, a man is lost, drifting and adapting to events instead of creating them. Without knowing his purpose, a man lives a weakened existence, eventually becoming a passive observer of his own life and losing the ability for self-realization and growth. Nobody is coming to save you. A man must learn to save himself, as people have their own lives to live. Depending on others leads to disappointment. A man should take responsibility for his life, understanding that taking control of his destiny is the best way to achieve his goals.